Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Jason and Peely Project. I am super excited. My next guest, like I said before, he is awesome. He's also a really good friend of mine. He was in seven-figure flipping with me, and now he's one of the coaches of seven-figure flipping. So before I go into his entire bio again, I want to introduce you all to Terry Berger. Welcome to the show, Terry.
Hey, it's good to be, well, not good to be back. We tried doing this before. It's good to see you again. It's been so long.
It's amazing to see you too. So let's catch up. What are you doing now? How are you doing? How is your real estate business going? And why don't we dive into all the goodness that is Terry Berger?
I don't know how great it is right now. We're like knee deep in a bunch of stuff, but I mean, it's good stuff. Don't get me wrong, but it can, this business can be overwhelming sometimes. And I think we're going through a little bit of an overwhelming cycle, I guess. So it's growth.
Well, why don't we dive into that a little bit? Give me one project that you're working on and let my listeners know that why is that project overwhelming and how are you doing? What are you doing to step out of it?
Well, yeah, that's a great question. So there are a couple things going on in sequence. So I'm the Chief Operations Officer at Seven Figure Flipping, and we're gradually moving that into a full-time role. At the same time, I hired a COO for my own house flipping company, and we're basically onboarding him and onboarding me at the same time into another company. So it has been a little bit of a challenge. I hate Zoom meetings, and obviously since the pandemic, you know, I feel like, I don't know how you feel, Peely, but I feel like I'm on Zoom like 6 hours a day.
Oh yeah, it's all Zoom all day long.
Yeah, and my culture index profile doesn't have us. It's not, 6 hour Zoom meetings are not in my profile. So I think from an overwhelming standpoint, growth is good, but growth can be overwhelming. So onboarding an integrator basically in our company has been fantastic. I feel like we found the right guy, but it's just lots of time. You know, you cannot hire someone to run your company and not spend lots of time with them. You know,
let's talk about hiring then. Like you just said the word integrator, and that comes from a very specific mindset. Dive a little bit into that and give my audience a little bit about hiring, especially right now in this pandemic. Yeah. How are you hiring and what steps are you taking to really integrate your integrator into your culture?
So from a hiring perspective, my process has come out of pain. So we hired a project man. I'll give you a quick rundown. We hired a project manager about a year ago, really from the front-facing persona, great guy. I had it narrowed down to 2 candidates, and there was one candidate that was well qualified, and there was this candidate that I thought, oh, he might be able to be a COO in the future, right? I was kind of thinking ahead. And I hired the guy that had future potential, and it was an absolute disaster. I mean, it probably caused not only what we paid him in salary, but we had 5 deals that should have had a net profit on each deal about $35,000, and we've lost on every single one of them. So really, the guy cost us over $200,000 from a bad hire. And so I looked in the mirror kind of, you know, because you got to own it. And I said, how can this never happen again? And so at the time, we weren't using any of the predictive tools that are out there like Culture Index or Predictive Index. And so the problem was 3 months earlier before hiring this guy, my gut told me to go out and spend the money on this on these systems, and I didn't. I just completely ignored myself. And
gotta listen to that gut.
Yeah, and that you know, I mean, those things are not cheap for your business, but that $6,000 or $7,000 investment I would have made would have saved me $200,000, right? So anyway, I think, you know, you've got to listen to your gut. So fast forward now, our hiring it's definitely a process. We use, I'm going to unpack this a little bit at Flip Hacking Live too, but we use this process called the Who method. Are you familiar with the Who method?
No, let my audience know what that's all about.
Yeah, so Jeff Smart wrote this book on basically how to get A players every time. And so we integrate that system called the Who method, and it's really great. So I'll just dive through real fast without sharing my whole presentation. So The Who method is designed to save the owner of the company a lot of time, first and foremost, to find the right person. So you get to save a ton of time, which is great because we don't have much, and you get to find the right person. Those are the two things that speak to me the most, right? Probably to you as well.
Yes.
And
yes.
so it's a really simple screening interview, and that's all it is. So it's 4 simple questions that you ask a candidate, and if you don't like the answer to question 1 and they don't fit your core values of your company based on question 1, that screening interview is over. It could take you 3-4 minutes. You're done, right?
Yes.
It's gonna be a shock to the candidate, right? To be on the phone for 3 or 4 minutes and say, okay, thanks, that's all we need, but most of the time they get to question 2, question 3, and question 4. And it's really, that's it. You don't talk about, there's no connection. You're not trying to find connection. You're not trying to find something you have in common. And I think that's the problem most people make is, let's say I like golf, right? And let's say you like golf. Maybe you played college golf, and all of a sudden we're talking about golf and I'm drawing this emotional connection to you because we like the same things, which means now I like you. We like the same things. I like you. If you start liking people, that is a recipe for disaster in hiring. And so
you're speaking my language. We've done that so many times. We have to learn from those mistakes. We no longer do that. No, go on. You're speaking my language right now.
Yeah, so you have to, as the owner, depending, we're entrepreneurs for a reason. We tend to be fairly social, right? So as that owner, you've got to have an out-of-body experience and just watch yourself, making sure that you're not trying to draw those connections with people during the screening interview. During the screening interview, all it is that's designed to take 20 candidates down to 3. So it's cool, right? So we have, let's say we get 100 candidates that come into Indeed. I don't look at 100 resumes. They actually have to fill out the culture index, which is kind of a predictive trait. It shows you what traits they're kind of hardwired with. And so out of those 100 people, if 20 of them fill out the culture index, great. I'll go into the culture index. Now I'm looking in my culture index, I'm looking for a certain profile of person based on this software. And so out of those 20, maybe we find 3. And I'm only gonna screen 3 people. I didn't have to go through Indeed, look through every resume, see who had experience. The experience doesn't matter to me until it matters, right? What matters to me is that we get a good core value fit.
All right, so Peely and I are all about large multifamily, but we are here today because there was an event that kicked off our real estate career, and we want to bring it to you.
It is called Flip Hacking Live. I know the name says flipping, but hear us out. This was the quintessential event that kick-started our careers in real estate.
So it gave us everything we use today. It gave us marketing, how to talk to investors, how to really build our base and build our team that we use today to really do what we do in large multifamily. And that's why we're bringing you this special discount. If you go to Flip Hacking Live today and you put in JP, tickets, which just went up to $397. Well, they're going to give you $100 off that we're going to pay for because that's how much we believe in this event.
So go there, go to the link, click on it, learn about it, and go to this event. You will not be sorry.
Let's do this.
So
that is everything so many people need to hear right now, especially with the time constraints we have. We don't have time to go through 100 resumes. I mean, if you had time to go through 100 resumes before COVID, I bless you. But this is so amazing. And where can people hear more about this? You said something about, I know I'm leading this because I know exactly what you're going to say. You said something about you're going to share this entire presentation at this amazing conference. Can you talk a little bit about this amazing conference that's about to happen?
Yeah, so I'm part of 7-Figure Flipping, and every year our hallmark event, and in my opinion, it's the hallmark event in all of real estate investing, is Flip Hacking Live. Yes. Flip Hacking Live last year was out in beautiful sunny San Diego, California. California's a little different this year with the fires and stuff. So and the world is a lot different this year. So we're going virtual, and so 20 speakers, some really incredible speakers. I think the cat's out of the bag now. But Annie Duke, the poker player from World Series of Poker, she's going to be a speaker. Bill's got a ton of other really cool keynote speakers, but a lot of really good speakers at Flip Hacking Live that are out in the trenches every day. So my topic is going to be basically hiring the right person every time in the right order, because in our
And-
businesses, that's important.
Yes, and this conference is jam-packed, like you said, with people who are actually in the trenches doing the work, and they can give you advice from being there and having those failures, having those successes. And just Annie Duke, that is mind-blowing. I cannot wait to hear her speak. So Terry, before I let you go, what is some amazing advice that you can leave with my listeners that you've learned throughout the years that you have been flipping homes and wholesaling homes? If you could just leave one bit of advice, what would it be?
I mean, the one bit of advice, if I'm in a hospital on my deathbed and they're like, what's the best advice? It's two simple words: buy low. I mean, you make your money when you buy. I can go on from there, but that's it. I mean, at the end of the day, everything in a real estate investing business hinges on you buying low.
Terry, this has been an amazing conversation. I miss talking to you every day. Me and you are the same. Zoom calls are not the same as hugs and handshakes and talking to one another, but that will happen. So everyone who's listening right now, I'm going to leave the link below. You need to go to Flip Hacking Live. Click on the link below, find out more about it, and join us. We are actually offering a deal on Flip Hacking Live. If I'm not mistaken, we already went up $100. Mm-hmm. It's almost like, I think it's like $390 something.
$397.
So
yeah.
If you hit that link, you'll be able to get a discount on that. But you got to hit that link. Hit it now. Okay, awesome. So thank you so much, Terry Berger. You are amazing. I miss you, bro.
Miss you too.
Everyone. Thank you so much. And for everyone that's listening, I am so grateful to you for being here. You are amazing. Go get it and hit that link below. Have a great day. Bye now. Join us for your second cup of coffee every Monday through Friday at noon.
Live every day, bringing us our best content we've done so far. Super excited, super engaging, bunch of great guests. We're here to answer your questions, and we so appreciate you listening. Make sure to check us out.
Can't wait to see you.